Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Steven is pouring his bourbon and on the couch. So,
Oh,
Chris, he's a step
fantastic.
ahead of you.
Yep. Yeah, I got you by about 30 seconds, Steven.
All right. Everybody's got their libations. Welcome to Blabbing About Slab and happy Thursday, everybody. It's been an eventful week in baseball and the hobby. Chris and I have gotten over our initial disgust and sadness about the Mookie injury, but it still hurts a little bit. We talked about on our latest Spitball and Cards episode. If you haven't seen that, take a listen for our views on that. But Professor's Dugout is hoping we continue the discussion of walk-up and warm-up music.
Oh, yeah. If you've got more recommendations, please, by all means, we will talk
We'd
about
love
that
to hear
for a while.
more combinations that you
Yeah.
enjoy seeing on cards. But yes, good evening, everybody. Chris, how's your Thursday?
My Thursday was great. It's definitely, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, unfortunately for our viewers, this is not my first cocktail of the day.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I can't promise a PG rating. I can't promise
hide your kids.
Logical statements, if I'm being completely honest.
Hide your wife and kids, right?
Yeah, hide your kids, hide your wives. I mean, we'll try to behave ourselves as best we can. We have a buddy of ours staying with us this week. Shout out to Malcolm. But the benefit to this is that he's an avid cocktail drinker and maker. So as the show goes on, I feel like with a reasonable level of haste, I will get fresh cocktails hand delivered to me, Jeff.
This is a thing. A hand come across your screen carrying a fresh beverage, maybe once or twice.
A big, meaty Alaskan hand with a nice, fresh bourbon cocktail of some sort. I'm looking forward to it. I'm guessing about every, say, 25 minutes, there might be a fresh one, but we'll see. We'll see how the night shakes out.
Nice. See if he'll deliver. Maybe he's in no condition to be driving over here, but he could deliver a cocktail.
Yeah. I will also say that we got a firsthand look, Jeff, at I know that you can't jinx players. I know that that's a bunch of malarkey, but it really does sometimes seem like we can do it simply by talking to people. But what we saw in the last about 10 days, a player that you and I really, really like and we like to collect and who we have a lot of cards in, Mookie Betts, gets drilled in the hand. And I don't know how many fractures there were, but there's at least one, and he's out for probably 2 months. A player that we do not collect, Aaron Judge, gets drilled in the hand a couple days later, shakes it off, misses a game, comes back, hits a home run.
And he's back. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guys, I can't be more clear. You know what to do when Jeff and I talk about a player. We can lead horses to water, but we can't make them, I don't know what the analogy would be, like jump over the lake and
jump over the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be put to the test now because one of the guys that we talked about a lot this offseason and in fact picked up a few of his cards because we thought he was finally safe. The rare pitcher on the Hall of Fame trajectory, Garrett Cole. Immediately after we got him, he was out and done for. And now he's back, or is he? We'll see.
He's back. He's physically back for right now. SFO Sox fan, you got it. I won't mention that player's name. I promise. If you watched our last Spitballing Cards, I almost mentioned another player's name and literally had to bite my tongue to not say it. So yeah. I'm going to do my best to not wreck any careers or seasons tonight. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, we'll also see about this. Yeah, after a few cocktails, that could be the case. Although Shelly the Turtle provides some evergreen advice. Don't drink in eBay. Yeah, that's
something Jeff and I have been preaching from the beginning of our show. Is alcohol and eBay is a very dangerous combination. Yeah, it's almost as bad as alcohol and Tinder. It can cost you a lot of money, and dignity as well. Both can, I suppose.
That's true. That's true. SoCal Rage, feel for you. We know how it goes, but he'll be back.
He'll be back, and I mean, he's already accomplished so much. But I really think a big October for him would mean more than another 30 home run season.
Yeah, and like Phil said when he talked about him on Spitball, and chances are he'll be back for a good 6-7 weeks at the end of the season, so he could still make something of this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, all he needs is a great October showing, and the broken hand in June isn't going to matter. William, I don't have any answer for you. I will not say any players are safe.
I won't either, but I tell you what, it's kind of a 2-horse race in the NL for MVP right now. 2 players we both like.
Oh, there's a third player that no one likes, Jeff.
Well, yes, the third player that no one likes that won't have the narrative juice to get it, but he probably should.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you could. It's difficult to just look at Ohtani without looking at Ozuna.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
One is like one of the most universally beloved professional athletes in the world. The other one's Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah.
But theoretically, that stuff shouldn't. The off-field stuff, I don't know. I don't know. Does that matter for MVP voting? I'm not saying I'd vote for him.
They leave it up to the voters what their discretion. Just leave it up to the discretion of what they think is most valuable, and it'd be hard to argue against Ozuna being valuable to that lineup.
Yes.
Professor Chris can talk about all the Brewers he wants. He has managed to curse a few of them. Brandon Woodruff, most notably recently, but yeah,
twice for Brandon Woodruff. Twice. I wrecked that. I feel bad for that guy. I really do. All the talent, gigantic man, just could not. All right. Austin Jackson, I'm on board.
I'd like to talk about that too. I have no idea what the Cheerio SP prices are. I've not looked at it. I knew I wouldn't be buying right now. Maybe I'll get one eventually.
Okay. All right. The last sale I'm seeing was, what is today? Today is June 20th. As we watch this retroactively, June 19th, I got 2 that sold yesterday, one for 43, one for 66. So that card is pretty affordable.
It is under 50. I would be in on that.
Oh yeah. 2, actually quite a few sold yesterday. I'm not sure that S in SP might not stand for short. I don't know.
Yeah. How many are there? That's a good question.
But for under $50, Jeff, I mean, that's a nice little buy.
All right. I may have to take a look at that. Yeah. The Brew Crew are in Southern California. Unfortunately, due to my schedule, I was not able to get down to Anaheim to see any of these games, but I'm enjoying watching them. They're looking good so far. Maybe next year I can make it.
Yeah, we'll try to do that. Maybe we went to San Diego once to see them, I think. By the way, just wanted to give a quick shout out to this particular seller who got $50 for his Jackson Cheerio SP yesterday, despite what I have to say is a fairly entertaining photo. I mean, would he put this on his rug and climb up on the kitchen table?
Wow.
What is he doing? I mean, that's just really funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, be careful with your eBay listings out there.
SP stands for super printed.
Super, yeah. I mean,
which could be. Yeah, we'll have to touch on this a little bit. I know our friend at Prospect Chase Box did a full preview of the full preview video of the checklist. So if you haven't seen that, go check out his YouTube page. And Spitballing, we talk a little bit about that. That should be coming out soon.
Yeah, we can get into Topps Chrome a little bit. Real quick, just want to say, yeah, Doc, how about them Braves? I mean, like, they lose 4 out of 6. No, that's not right. 6 out of 8 to the Washington Nationals, getting shut down by like journeyman minor league pitchers. Can't touch them. What's his name? Casey Mize shuts him down for 6 innings. Can't touch him. Reese Olson, who'd given up like 30 runs in his last 3 starts, couldn't touch him. Tariq Skubal comes out, the AL Cy Young frontrunner, and they smashed him for 5 runs. I don't know. You just don't know. Jared Kelenic in the leadoff spot is starting. It's kind of interesting.
Maybe it's working. Related to the Braves, what do you think about Olympic card collectors, Chris?
I mean, there's a big difference between Hall of Fame and MVP. For 10 weeks, Ozuna was the only Atlanta Brave hitting the ball with any authority, with any consistency. So yeah, his WAR isn't great because the guy can't run the bases. He can't play defense. But yeah, I think he's a top 5 MVP candidate. I'm not saying I'd vote for him. I'm just saying if you're going to look at Ohtani's numbers and say, he's in the top 2 or 3, Ozuna can't be far behind. He's right there.
Neither of them are getting help for defense, although Ohtani's a great base runner, so that bumps his WAR up a little bit.
Yes, sure. Ohtani is extremely fast and a great base runner. Ozuna, sometimes I don't know what he's doing, where he's going. He has some very famous and painful base running blunders, but I mean, the guy's hitting the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he's leading the NL in like what? I mean, it's close in average. Last I looked, he was like 1 or 2 in home runs. He's 1 in RBIs. He's doing a lot of really good things. Is he the MVP? Probably not, but he deserves top 5.
It'd be great if he wins the Triple Crown and still is not top 25 in WAR. That would be
-2 WAR for base running probably would hurt him.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Braves, though, Abe Plummerman with a really nice pull out of a Series 2 hanger today. Austin Riley game used base.
Oh,
I don't know what he did with that base. Oh no, game 2. Wait a minute. Oh, if it's from game 2, he hit a game-winning home run in the bottom of the 8th inning in game 2. So is it?
You remember the NLDS game 2?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. Actually, wait a second. I'm thinking about last year's NLDS. 2021, that was against you guys. I don't remember what he did in 2021 NLDS. I just remember how that one ended. I'm sorry to say, Jeff. Yeah. But that's a really great pull. It's interesting. It took Topps 3 years to get that base into a pack, right?
Yeah. They take their time. Hauk, yeah. After Scooball's latest outing, it could be close. I know Hauk was ahead of him in WAR even before that. But
if you watch Spitball and Cards, Jeff, I suggested Tanner Hauk deserves down ballot MVP votes.
Agreed.
He's in the top 10 for the AL MVP or AL WAR.
For sure. Top pitcher.
Yeah. And he's like the last Red Sox pitcher standing at this point.
Yeah.
It's like him and Devers and O'Neill from opening day. I think that's pretty much it.
Well, Pavetta's back now, right?
Oh, that's right. Pavetta's back. You're right. You're right. Okay.
3-0. Right. Oh, we're getting a this was the game from Plummerman.
There we go. Yeah, that was a weird series. The Braves
for the second time.
Yeah, they had Corbin Burns on the ropes in the first inning, and Albies did like the one thing you can't do, and but I mean, whatever you can do, the Braves got hot. I actually want to get involved. I would like to prospect shakes box. We can do this real quick, and then I want to talk about some IG. I want to give some IG shout outs, Jeff.
Okay, that sounds good.
But yeah, these Topps Chrome prices are asinine. I don't know any other way to say it. I think it's like, what is it, 180, 190 for a hobby box and about 380, 390 for a jumbo. I mean, that's lunacy. 150 plus rookie autos in there. Refractor rainbow. They haven't even had the courage to show us yet. It's probably going to be longer than a CVS receipt.
Right. Yeah. There's 15 different insert sets. We've got of those 150 rookie autos. Looking at the list, I've heard of maybe 25. I think we were trying to guess on Spitball and how many would actually pay for the box. 2, maybe 3 release week. So, yeah, it's tough. I wonder how that pre-sale went because their Topps is promoting the heck out of the pre-sale.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at some of the. I like this comment from who else but Sports MD card collector. A lot of these hand X-rays would make interesting SSPs, wouldn't they?
And if for Mookie, he didn't hurt his signing hand, right? So we could still get autographs from.
Yeah, but even if they weren't autoed, it'd be kind of fun. Like, I mean, I probably better if there was no break. So like Aaron Judge's Gold Mirror SSP next year could just be his X-ray of his hand, assuming he has nothing catastrophic happens this season. That could be a really interesting card.
Phil's burner account here. Stuart. Surprised no one talks about Stephen Kwan. Dude has 2 gold gloves and a beast with the bat. He's like Arise, just not going to get a lot of traction.
Yeah, unfortunately. He's got a lot of things going against him. I mean, you can see how good Jose Ramirez is and has been, but playing in Cleveland, it's tough to get hobby traction.
Before we get too much further, we should echo what SFO Sox fan is saying. Willie Mays passed away this week at the age of 93. He's been an amazing ambassador for baseball in his later years, as well as, I mean, he played before our time, so we've only seen highlights, but he's been associated with baseball for as long as I've known. So RIP to one of the greatest.
Yeah, and it's worth, I will look, I'll get an image of this, but he has a card of the catch, that amazing World Series catch, and it kind of feels like it isn't the first Topps SSP, Jeff, but it really has the feel of one.
Yeah.
You know, with the imagery of him running back and making that catch. So that would have been cool back then if Topps had like really short printed that one. But we're lucky, honestly, there was photographs on a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. And M. Parsons bringing the heat here too. Yes. Donald Sutherland passed away today. Not a great all-time baseball player, but certainly a great actor.
Yes, I'm trying to think of a particular Donald Sutherland performance that I enjoyed. I mean, he goes all the way back to Animal House, right?
Yeah, what about Backdraft? Remember that creepy character he played in Backdraft?
Yeah, the pyromaniac in
He was
Backdraft.
and he was an ordinary people. He was a very diverse.
Oh yeah,
He had a very diverse career.
yes, yeah. He frequently played a lot of villains as he got older, but he also was one of those guys who looked old when he was like 26.
Yes.
Kind of like a movie version of Jim Leland, if you will.
All right. Leo's got says Jose Ramirez doesn't seem to have any trouble with hobby traction. I don't know about that because with the numbers he's put up, if he was somewhere else, I feel like he would be selling for a lot. He doesn't have a lot of rookie cards, and they just don't sell for much. So I'm not sure which cards you mean, Leo.
Yeah, what's interesting, he's one of those guys. He doesn't have a first Bowman Chrome auto, so his rookie autos are extra special. So I mean, I don't know, Leo. If I don't know if you think his cards, I feel like his stuff's really undervalued. Jeff and I could be right, we could be wrong, but if you're seeing his stuff jumping up, I know his Topps Chrome Atomic in a 10 just sold for like $3,000, which is a really high price for him, but that card's awesome.
Yeah, I know. And our friend Scotty B was high on the Jose Ramirez bandwagon. He feels like he was underpriced, but he's been underpriced for years and no one really paid attention. So
yeah, he again is off to an absolute. I think if you're outside of fantasy baseball circles where he is highly respected, sometimes it can be yeah.
We got a lot of fans here whipping out all of the great performances.
Oh yeah. I have not seen Clute so far, seen most of these. Oh man, I'm trying to think. I just saw one recently. I don't know. It'll come to me at a completely random time. Just Donald Sutherland stuff. But yeah, I mean, a great act. I will say Willie Mays much better baseball player than Donald Sutherland was an actor. Not that it's a contest in any way. But anyway.
Chris's favorite right here, Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea that Chris and I like to talk about is if you feel like a player is undervalued and you feel like they're actually going to get some recognition in the hobby, it's a great time to buy. But that doesn't always happen based on merit, for sure.
No. All right. So we've got a question about the upcoming Topps Chrome, Jeff. What's our over-under on parallels, non-auto parallels? So let's throw some numbers out here just so we're aware. The Bowman set that just came out, I believe the Chrome Parallel Rainbow was 31 for prospects.
That's insane. 31.
I'll be honest, Jeff. I don't know 31 different colors. I don't.
Well, I don't think Topps does either. They're making up some names.
And
they're using multiple colors. How many of those are green? Aren't there 4 different green ones? Green grass, green wave, regular green. I can't believe that it would be less than that. I was going to say 25. I had forgotten or didn't realize that Bowman was already so high. So
yeah, I feel like you put the over under at like 29.5, something like that. And the question is, will they get to 30 or will they show some restraint? I would say I put the over under at 29.5 if I'm Vegas. And if I was, I'd have a much bigger house and more Simpson stuff behind me.
Yeah.
Williams Stokinger, very funny. Yeah, the PSA label for Mookie's X-Ray SSP, hand bad.
Shelly thinks we might finally get Chris's dream refractor.
Ooh, the rectal wave. Oh, I like that we've added wave to it.
Brown out of 2.
As long as it's numbered out of 2, we're good to go.
A Plumberman's given us some more numbers. 19, not counting the 1 of 1s. So a year-over-year increase. That's crazy.
That's absolutely going up. Yeah, I would say I mean 29.5 might be a little bit high. I feel like the wise gamble is you take the under, but then who knows?
Yeah.
They're going to want to make a lot of money with this set. They obviously, I think the fact they jacked up so the checklist was, I think it was up to 220 is the highest it's ever been. And this year we're seeing 300 base cards.
Yes.
So you're opening one box, you're going to get about 70 base cards in there. That gives you a less than 25% chance at even a base Ellie De La Cruz rookie, if that's your guy.
Right. Yeah,
That's
you've got to open 5 boxes just to have the hopes of getting the set, and we know with collation that that's probably not.
Yeah, I feel like the set's going to be similar to like Stadium Club Chrome, Jeff, and we know we've opened up a lot of that from 2020, and we've only pulled a single Ohtani base card. So I mean, it can be tough. People, and these prices are just so insane. I don't know. I need to see what the breakers are doing, like what their team prices are going to be, because you're going to get so few of everything.
That's the problem, right? And they've expanded the checklist. They're watering down the parallels. So to get a meaningful parallel of any of these guys, it would take a miracle, really. Yeah. I think I know they bumped the price substantially since last year because they saw what happened upon release, that secondary market prices were just going up, and they're like, well, we should be getting a big chunk of this.
Sure.
And I'm interested to see how sales do, because now the breakers are going to have to bump the prices up even more in order to cover their cost. At some point, there's going to end to that madness, whether it's now or...
I'm still stewing over the finest flashbacks. Huge price bump from 2020 when you and I we bought those boxes for like 50, 55 bucks, I think, from Topps. And then in the resale, they almost hit 200. So the next year, here comes Topps at about, I want to say it was like 179 or something. They were like, yeah, we'll take that money.
Yeah. And now they're doing it on a big scale. That was a small product, but now they're going with Topps Chrome, which is one of their bigger products of the year. And I know there's a huge buzz about all the rookies in here because it's pretty much everyone except Skeens, right? We haven't even talked about the players on the checklist. It's a great group of players, but like Chris said, you have a 1 in 5 chance of getting their base.
Yeah, I got to pull up that guy I kept mentioning on the show, whose name I don't remember, but I just kept using him as an example. There was Jeff. I think Prospect Chase Box was saying the blaster boxes are $40 a piece.
Okay,
and I think that's what they were. I believe, I could be wrong, but I think that's what they have been.
They have been. So are they putting less cards in there? Because it's interesting that they would bump the hobby boxes up so much and not bump up the.
Yeah, because I definitely remember being at like Dick's Sporting Goods, and they had like 2 or 3 in 2022. I think they had a couple blasters left, and Juan DeFranco's on the box. And this was like a year ago, like a year after release, they had put a couple out, and I asked how much they were, and I think it was like, okay, $35. And maybe it was $29.99 then. So yeah, they are bumping them up. Okay, all right, thanks, guys.
Not much though. If it's only
$35 last year, 40 this year, and there's nothing in there. You're gonna get some unnumbered sepias.
Yeah, they're doing the MVP buyback.
Yep.
So that might get you some, but again, with that huge checklist, you don't have a great chance of getting the MVP.
You have like a 1 in 5 chance of pulling, or I guess there's 2 of those. You have a 1 in 3 chance of pulling someone who's going to win the MVP. But there will be MVP buybacks in the set, like from last year. So there's an Acuna and Ohtani with stamps. Yes, correct. Thank you, Shelly the Turtle. Yeah, there are Acuna buyback autos in here. I said it on Spitballing. I'll say it here. If any of you guys pull one, just feel free to message me on Instagram and bend me over a barrel and take full advantage, because I need that card. I don't know how many they're going to be, but I really want that card.
Yeah.
So
what's up, Sam? Thanks for joining the live stream. Yeah. So, all right, let's get to your IG shout out so we can get to this PSA reveal that we have.
Oh yeah. All right. I just want to say, Tanner Horn, no speckles, please. Although I'm sure we're going to get them. I bought the one thing. Yeah. Okay. You're right. Yeah, we'll do those first. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about, what's it called? We'll talk about the checklist a little bit. Just, I apologize. I'm going to try desperately to keep my, my focus. It will wander. Okay. All right. Plus, on another note, Jeff and I have some PSA box to rip through. But okay, I just have a couple IG shout outs to get through. I have seen this card show up on eBay a couple times, and I always like, I waffle on buying it because one of the autos is almost always faded. But this particular copy looks spectacular. This card belongs to Camellia City Cards on Instagram. It is the 1994 Stadium Club co-signers of Derek Jeter and Chipper Jones.
Ooh.
Arguably, the 2 best infielders of the 1990s.
Did you say 94?
1999.
Okay.
If I said 94, my mistake. 1999.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the autos on here are super bold. There's no fading. They're both on card. I don't see any streaking. But it just goes to show you that even back in 1999, Stadium Club was absolutely killing it.
Yeah, that's cool. Love the on-card duels. That I like how they designed this, leaving some white space on the top and bottom. Great design.
This card is great too. And if I'm in the market to buy this, if I ever see one that as long as the autos look good, I feel like when you're looking at older dual autos, as long as the autos look good, who cares if the corners have whiting or the edges aren't perfect? Like,
yeah,
there aren't a lot of these cards. So
agreed. And if they both look bold like this one,
yeah, this one kind of stopped me in my tracks when I saw him post it about 6 days ago. I think it says.
Yeah, that's a great card.
Right. That was one I wanted to give some credit to. Another account Jeff and I have both interacted with quite a bit is Machado Collector on Instagram. You can guess what the majority of his page is. I know Machado, he's a little divisive. So for better or for worse, but he has some really amazing stuff. And hold on, let me pull this up. This was his post earlier today. It is 3 like atomics of Manny Machado. So we've got his 2013 finest auto, his 2014 finest, and his 2014 his second year Topps Chrome. These are all PSA 10s, and these are all numbered to 5. I'm sorry, the Topps Chrome is numbered to 10. But
wow,
how cool is this?
That is a nice trio right there. So finest atomics are out of 5.
Yeah, he's the finest, the 2 finest are out of 5, and then the Topps Chrome's out of 10.
Oof.
That's his second year Topps Chrome. And I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing these are all pop ones. Yeah, these are all pop ones. The big one is I'm guessing these are all pop ones. But that's just really cool. I mean, those early 12, 13, and 14 atomics back when they were all out of 5, like those are so amazing. I'm constantly looking for Freddie Freeman's in the finest set, and they're the Topps Chromes are at 10, and they're just really, really cool. Yeah. So congrats to him on gemming all 3 of these. That's great stuff.
Yeah, that's quite the trio right there.
Yeah. Those are pretty good. All right, I had one more. Give me 1 second. This actually just popped up today, and people like Jeff and I that collected cards in the late 80s, there are certain designs that stick with us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I really love that Topps is doing, they do these retros. I think it's 35 years in the past.
Yes.
So this year we have the 1989 Topps design. And if you're ripping Series 1, you're ripping Series 2. The paper ones, I don't like those Mojo cards, those silver packs. Those don't do it for me. The paper ones do, Jeff. The paper autos are all on card.
Yes. So
this card is really cool.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. I take a minute. The auto is great, but I want you to look just above the S in Strider. Look at his quad. Good Lord.
Couldn't save his elbow, though.
Couldn't save his elbow. But again, there was no tear. He'll be back early next year. Fingers crossed. I mean, I'm saying it, so it must be true. But how cool this design. This is a gold. I mean, this ball is pumping in at like 97, 98 miles an hour. But I'm gonna have to get myself a copy of this card, Jeff, and I'm gonna have to put it up on I'll have to look at it every morning on leg day as sort of a motivator.
Yeah, for the lack of cards that Topps has given Spencer Strider, they knocked it out with this one.
Yes, this one is great. Yeah. And speaking of Spencer Strider, for those of us wondering, 2024 Topps Chrome, there is of course no Spencer Strider card. Yeah, Filmington, absolutely, right? Fellow gym enthusiast, Filmington, like Jeff and I. I'm sure he's on that leg extension machine every 4 days, Jeff, just repping out the PRs.
Got to do it. Yeah, well, that was great. Those were some nice shout outs.
Yeah, I one of the things that I look forward to seeing those 89 it was 88 last year, 89 this year. The on-card autos that come out with those designs are amazing.
It's very, like you said, not so much the Mojo ones, but the paper. It's very nostalgic because you can remember opening packs of paper cards that are that exact design, cardboard cards that are that exact design. So it's fun to see.
Yes, and I'll be honest, I've shit on Series 2 quite a bit for some of the things that Topps did, which obviously don't make a ton of sense. But give me 1 second here. These cards, they're 1989, the All-Star autos. So they use that All-Star design from 1989. And also with on-card autos. I mean, they look incredible, and they got a lot of guys that played in that era to sign the cards. So for example, the three, even injured Spencer Strider is one of the 300 best players in baseball, right? I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, look at that design.
Like, this is just really cool.
Oh, man.
Look at that smirk. That's a smirk of a guy who's going to hit 305 no matter what you do.
Just lifting up the jersey, give his arm a little more room to work. Yeah, man. Can you imagine if we had gotten autographs when we were kids?
No, I sincerely can't. I would have wrecked them for sure. But yeah, I mean, these cards are awesome. Check out that checklist. There's a really great looking Fred McGriff in a Braves jersey. That's what I was hoping to find online. There's players that played in the 80s, and there's super modern current players as well. Those cards look great. And at the end, I really feel like they will maintain some sort of collectability coming out of Flagship and with that design. 89th year, I got back into cards after a multi-year layoff. 89 was a pretty great year. I mean, we got the Griffey, we got the Dale Murphy reverse negative, we got the Billy Ripken Fleer card. There's a lot of fun stuff in 89. And of course, Jeff, the Tom Gordon rated rookie card.
Yes, we've managed to find a few of that.
Yeah, I think it's harder to not find it.
From Shelly the Turtle, our crack research team has found that Strider says he can squat over 500 pounds.
Yeah, oh man. I want to say it was split squats. If M. Parsons is still here, and, almost for her sake, I hope she isn't. But I believe Strider was talking about split squatting at one point, which is like, if you're unfamiliar with this, you're basically in a lunge and you're just going up and down. And he was doing it with something like 400 pounds on his back.
That's insane.
That is just, that's just utter lunacy. And like, again, we could do this whole thing. I could talk about Spencer Strider's body, which is upsetting for me and most people who know me, but the flexibility is off the charts. Anyway, I cannot wait to get him back. And in fact, Jeff, just to let our viewers know, if you're interested in acquiring Spencer Strider cards because you think people are going to forget about him and he's going to come back strong next year, I am in 2 Dynasty Keeper Leagues. 2. And last week, who did I trade for, Jeff?
Well, I hope for their sake it's not Spencer Strider, but I know it's Spencer Strider.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about buying a Spencer Strider card, just know that I'm going to have a lot riding on Spencer Strider.
Well, and what else can he do but be working on his squats while his upper body's healing? So
right on time. Fresh drink.
David asks, is Topps Chrome the most anticipated baseball card release of the year? I don't know. It's hard to say. I think this year there was a lot of people looking forward to it because of the checklist of the so many rookies being in it. It's lost a little bit of its luster, and we talked about this on Spitballing too, with how many Topps Chrome sets there are coming out now. It used to be just a one-time thing. Now there's Topps Chrome, Sapphire, Cosmic, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it lost a little bit of its luster, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Jeff. It's lost a little bit of its luster, but the short answer is yes. I think this is absolutely the single most anticipated release. These cards are going to be everywhere. They will be at your local Dick's. They will be at Lids. They will be at Barnes & Noble. They will be everywhere. You're going to see Fanatics Live ripping these things for 2 weeks straight. This is the set. This is the set that everyone is excited about. And Jeff's right. Sapphire, well, that's a bad example, but some stuff could have more value down the road. But more by Topps Chrome, I think it's the set. Bowman Chrome might be the better product, but I think Topps Chrome is the most anticipated thing.
And Bowman Draft is very highly anticipated.
That's a good point. So those 3. But at Topps Chrome, I mean, people are already, when they announced that checklist came out, I know many, many people that were scrolling to see if Jackson Holliday was in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and you're going to get insert cards in every pack, for better or worse, usually worse.
Unrelated, Tanner Horn, you're right. You're right. I probably should just let him go, but it's hard. I love these guys. And I am convinced that somewhere down the line, like, my affection for them will stop hurting them. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. By the way, he's guaranteed $75 million. So Strider's going to be okay. I mean, 75 million, Jeff, buys a lot of protein.
It does.
A lot of protein powder for those legs.
Gym memberships.
But yeah, I like this. I think, how do we pronounce this username, Jeff?
Brewcoin, Braycoin, Broecoin, Brocoin. If it's an OE like mine, it could be Braycoin.
Yeah, I was thinking like Matt Groening. It's got to be Brad. It's hard to say.
Tough to add the W on there. Yeah.
Oh God, I feel like I'm having a stroke. I agree. I'm looking forward to these cards as well, and I know Jeff is too. We all want to see what the refractors are going to look like a nice gold or a red with this with the design. But you're right, at that cost, I'm going to let someone else do the ripping, and I'll just peer over their shoulder like a baseball card peeping Tom.
Buy some singles.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to open these cards?
Yes, let's get into this. So, well, do we want anything else we want to say about Topps Chrome? I will say I've not seen anything about image variations other than on the initial checklist. They talked about award winners variations or awards variations. The 6 guys that won Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP. So I'm thrilled and excited about those 6 cards, but I have not seen anything else. But I do feel like, Jeff, you and we learned to maybe
just wait. We'll wait and see.
We'll pump the brakes, so we're not going to panic. I'm guessing there's going to be image variations in here, but those 6 award winners, if those are the SSPs, I need them, Jeff. Maybe not the Blake Snell, but the other ones.
Yeah, there's gonna be some good ones, and maybe some of the insert sets will be cool.
I was saying Boo Earns. Perfect. M. Parsons beat me to it. Oh, and Doc's cards. Well done. Listen, I need these Simpsons references to keep me going.
All right. So, Chris, you want to tell people what this box is?
Yeah, so this PSA return we have, the gentleman who runs my Tuesday night softball team, Jeff also plays on it occasionally. He is a big vintage baseball card collector. His Instagram is My Sports Card Vault. So if you're on IG and you're interested in cards, check it out. Here's a quick glance at his page. This 53 Bowman Mickey Mantle. I mean, what a spectacular. He's
got some incredible cards.
Yeah.
So while Chris and I have not dipped our toe into vintage, card inside.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in here.
Usually, this makes me wonder when they say card inside. Usually that means they don't grade it.
They might not have graded something. I don't know. So we'll see.
Something they didn't grade.
So, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. You would know better than me, or remember better than me, especially in my current state. He gave us 5. We brought 5 baseball cards of his to the Long Beach Expo. We dropped off to PSA. There's some great stuff. A K-Line rookie, a Koufax rookie, a 54 Mantle Bowman. I want and 2 Stan Musials. If I remember correctly.
What year the Musials were, but
yeah, My Sports Card Vault. I see it in the comments. Please check it out. Really awesome page if you like vintage, or even if you don't. There's some really, really nice looking cards. It might turn you on to vintage.
Yeah, and like I said, we haven't. Although recent developments with player injuries have made Chris and I more likely to get into this space, but I'm always up for opening PSA cards and seeing what they are.
Yeah, we are. I'm telling you right now, we are one. You know what? I can't even say. I would say we are 2 devastating injuries away from me giving up active players.
I'm seeing 4 slabs and a non-slab.
Oh, crap. Okay, well, I will say that in talking to our buddy at My Sports Card Vault, he was concerned that the oldest card, he bought all these cards in the 80s, in the early 80s, which for some of our viewers, it may seem like a time that wasn't real, but it was very real for him and real for us.
Last century.
Yeah, right. So it's possible some of these old, and he's never touched any of these cards. Like he certainly didn't trim anything. But
he
let's
was
take a
worried
look.
that one might have been.
Yeah, he had a Stan Musial. I want to say it was like 1940. No, 51. If he's in here, let me know the years of your 2 Stan Musial cards because I'm drawing a tiny blank right now. So we'll see. So we're wondering that one of these cards possibly could be trimmed. So let's take a look.
Or they'll do it if it's recolored, if they find something on there that.
So let's rip that one open and see what it is, Jeff. Let's get the bad news first.
Yeah.
As always. So the other 4 cards, I told him like assume a 4 or a 5. They all looked.
We did get a do not holder on this one.
Does it say why?
It just says altered.
That's interesting because that's not the one that he was worried about. That's the 53, right?
It is not.
What an awesome looking card.
Oh, Goldie's on.
Yeah. All right. It was okay. It was the 52. All right. So yeah, unfortunately, buddy, I think this one is showing some signs of trimming. Now, at the risk of causing a kerfuffle in the comments, I feel like if you wanted to, you could probably send this one off to SGC and get it graded with a number. Don't attack me. Don't hate me. Oh, it was that Musial. Yeah, I remember there was one that the edges just looked really nice. And it's you want to show that card again?
Okay. So William's given a suggestion. Measuring your cards prior to submission save you the headache.
Yeah, I mean, some of these sets are inconsistent, like really inconsistent.
Yeah, William. I was just gonna say some are so inconsistent with size and the amount that they allow.
Yeah.
If the trimming was done a long time ago, they probably weren't as careful. Now I know that people that do trim such a slight amount off that they're usually within that variance that they allow.
Yeah, I mean, this is your collection is really good when you own like a 53.
Wait, so this is not the one that he thought was going to be trimmed. Is that what?
Yeah,
52. This
what year? Is that 53?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's okay. Well, I guess Goldie, we're gonna say this is good. So they found the less old one. Oh God. Yeah, they found the more recent one to be slightly altered instead of the older one. So let's take that as a win. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Again, Jeff and I we're still catching up to the vintage game.
Yeah.
And my brain is catching up to the world. All right. So here we go. Our first card. We got our nice Al Kaline rookie card.
All right. That looks
that's
the color on that.
The color on this is great. The only thing that Jeff and I really noticed that was potentially bad is there was 2 like spots on it.
Yeah, hard to see.
I think we wrote down probably a 4 to 5. Maybe we get somebody on a good day.
All right, I'm trying to. Chris is usually the revealer. Am I going the right way?
That's the correct way. Yes, there you go. Okay, get closer. Get closer. Here we go. Here we go.
Boom, 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 boom.
We know it's not a 10. What we got? So we got a 4.
Okay.
Look at the color on that, though. The hat, the background, even his teeth. That's a Freeman-esque whiteness to them.
Yeah.
So to answer Rob, so it is not ours. It belongs to, in the comments, a gentleman named Gold Grinch, and it belongs to the Instagram account, My Sports Card Vault.
That is an awesome card.
Right. Let me make sure I have this correct. Yes, My Sports Card Vault.
Very vibrant.
Yeah, check this guy out. He's got an amazing vintage collection.
And Ben, hopefully Chris just answered the question. These are not ours, sadly, but maybe this is what we need to get into vintage, actually holding some in our hands.
Yeah.
And these guys can't get hit in the hand and break it, right?
No, nor can they do any of a myriad other things that are terrible.
All right. Sorry, Goldie. So for 5 at least on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So of these cards, I was telling him Tuesday night, like assume something bad, assume like 4s. You'll probably get one really disappointing grade and one very, very exciting grade. So we'll see.
But
great grade on a 54.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, William. Oh boy, Shelly the Turtle with a fantastic point.
Yeah.
You can either buy 4 to 5 hobby boxes of 2024 or go buy yourself a beautiful Al Kaline Topps rookie card. That seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Al Kaline went from high school to the major leagues.
All right. Thanks, Man City, for the Brewer update. Okay. Here is another Stan the Man.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this card. Look at the color on it, the artwork. That's a special card. Jeff, if we want, why don't we make your screen bigger?
Oh, good idea. Except we'll miss you.
That's all right. I can make a lot of noise. No, swing and a miss. There we go. All right. The artwork on these cards back then is so cool. And yes, that's the facsimile auto. That is not a real Stan Musial auto. Man, that's such a cool card. It's got a bigger neck than I thought.
All right. We ready to see what this is?
Let's rock and roll. This one looked really nice. Oh my goodness!
There it is.
Oh, we got a 7.
Goldie.
Wow. Wow. That card is 72 years old. Wow.
Incredible.
Woo. Wow, that is awesome. That card is gorgeous. Amazing.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Woohoo! I mean, I don't need another reason to drink, but I will use that as an excuse.
We'll get to Quan soon enough, Phil. We'll get to Quan soon enough. This is the vintage corner of Blabbin.
Yeah, a rare vintage appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Stephen Kwan he's driving a lot of social media these days, for sure.
In certain sections it is.
Yes. Wow, we got 7 on a 70-year-old card, Jeff.
Where's Goldie? Has he passed out in the?
He may have. Can you hold that card up again?
Yeah.
That is incredible. Again, that card's 70 years old, and it's worth noting I subbed an Austin Riley card that is it was 4 years old at the time, and it came back a 5.
It got a 5. How nice the back is on this.
That is spectacular. Yeah, you're Goldie. Congrats, man. That's badass. That's awesome.
All right. Yes. Okay, so we've got 2 more, and these are very exciting cards, even for us non-vintage collectors. These are really exciting to see. How many modern 7s? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, SFO Sox fan. I don't even want to think about it, but yeah, too many.
All right. Okay, here we go. Here's the next one.
All right, what do we got?
Oh, let me go this way.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, all right. 54 Bowman Mickey Mantle. Look at this. Look at this card. This guy was he was such a badass. An incredible player. It's just a great, kind of a portrait painting shot.
Look at the back. Colors on the back are good.
Yep. No paper loss. You can read all those. Well, I can't read those stats. Jeff's 7-year-old son can read all those stats.
Yeah, I'll call him in here.
M. Parsons, you're damn right. Mickey Mantle's a real good-looking fellow. He had some interesting adventures by the bleachers at Yankee Stadium.
Stop.
With that smile, I mean, was he the Freddie Freeman of his time?
It looks like some nice veneers right there.
Incredible card. And that jersey looks like it weighs about 9 pounds.
Great color. Yeah, we noticed there was just a little bit of issues at the corners, but the color was great.
Yeah. All right, so I'm looking at the comments here. I see people say 5, some people say 4. Goldie himself says if the K line gets a 4, the Mantle's a 4. I'm saying this Mantle's getting a 5, Jeff. What do you think?
I was going to say 4. I'd rather, yeah, I'm going to say 4.
Here we go. Let's go. Show me a 5. Show me a 5. Ooh. All right. Well, the important thing is it's real.
It's real. Yeah, I think the corners were a little bit too round for them to.
Yeah. The corners were a little bit rough. I got excited just because it's Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Oh, it's an amazing card.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shelly. Glad we have an adult in the room.
Yeah, there has to be at least one, Jeff. Usually it's got to be you. Yeah, that's really cool.
All right. James Wynn saying 3. Yes, it was 3. Okay, Shelly's giving us a pop update. 438 on the mantle.
Okay. Shelly, are there any PSA 10s since you've got that page open?
Oh man. Battery says it's undergraded. I don't know. I think
yeah, that's one of those cards I'd be happy to own in any condition, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, here. This is the big part of it. Purchased for $25 in the early 80s. That's quite a return.
That's pretty impressive, Jeff. You and I spent like $400 on a Wander Franco card about 18 months ago.
Me. Yeah.
2 10s and 13 9s. Wow. 10's got to be at least a 6-figure card, right? Los Bravos, you're right. It looks really great. There is the centering is not good.
Centering
it's just like a great looking card. Yeah.
And unlike Wander Franco, Mickey's no longer around to commit in any felonious activities.
Like,
and at least there wasn't cell phone footage, let's just say.
But I mean, honestly, Jeff, Mickey's probably better off that there wasn't Twitter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's all right. And last but not least, Tanner's got a question for Goldie. I don't think he is, but
I'm not sure. He's in the comments. We'll see what he says. By the way, M. Parsons says, Jeff, you should crack it. And I think us big PSA people in the comments, we want to know, are these slabs? Is it the new plastic? Does it feel like the new plastic or does it feel like the old plastic to you?
Feels like the new plastic, sorry to say.
Okay.
Which means bandsaw or bust.
Well, I'm fairly confident that that Goldie he's got some profit here.
Yeah.
If he bought that car for $25, he's got some room to make some money. No boy.
All right. Well, if this is a great idea. It would be some good. All right. Like Los Bravos says, there's no such thing as a bad mantle or Aaron or Mays. No. And this last one, I'm with you, Olympic. Yeah. No, I think it was.
Yeah. And I got excited about the 7. I was a little aggressive on a 5. So we've got a 3, a 4, and a 7.
Code on the bottom left. I'm not going to be able to see that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what's the last card, Chris? Do you want to?
So we are in Southern California, as you know. And there are 2 amazing, legendary, actually 3 left-handed pitchers that have ever pitched for the Dodgers that people are. Kershaw is the most recent. Valenzuela would be the one before. Sandy Koufax has a special place for anyone who lives in Southern California, who ever watched the Dodgers ever. And this is the best Sandy Koufax card on the planet. It's a 1955 Topps Koufax rookie card. And before Jeff reveals the grade, I just want everyone to take a minute to look at just the art of this card and how great the coloring is. There are no print dots on this. There's no fading. There's no misprints. Like, this card is bright. His eyes, his teeth, like, and that sounds weird to say, but like the eyebrows, the hat, like, there's a lot of spots on this card that on vintage can go awry. Even the surprisingly red Dodgers logo. And this card looks amazing. It does sort of look like he's standing on a piano, but that's neither here nor there. This is a pretty special card. Back looks great too. On steps, yeah. Yes, if this were an SSP, this would absolutely be on steps.
So the biggest issue with this was centering and some slight softening of the corners.
Right.
Like would be expected for a 70-year-old card.
Before you reveal, I just want to be clear. SFO Sox fan, my buddy Malcolm has already provided one fresh one, so we're okay for a little bit.
All right, tell him to stop over here when he's done.
Yeah. Maybe Uber your way. Okay.
Goldie, if you're looking to sell, I see Williams in the market putting a 55 set together right now.
Yeah, I mean, Koufax rookie, that's the kind of card, if it's real, people want it. Like, Koufax is, incredibly respected, highly collected, and well loved. I don't think anyone dislikes Sandy Koufax. The centering is not great, as you can see. So we have Doc's card says 7. Rob Selly says 5. John. Oh, John, how's it going, buddy? Welcome. John says 6. James says 4.5. Oh boy. And Applebaum has a really good bet we can get into later. So I mean, I don't know. Goldie, Gold Grinch, what were you thinking on this card initially? When we sent this one in, I want to know what you think before we reveal it. What are you hoping for? To me, it looks like a 5. But all these grades, when you get to like 3, 4, 5, 6, I feel like there's so much wiggle room in there. How they determine, okay, we got maybe a 5. I'm thinking a 6.
I think when we saw it close and in hand, we were thinking with say like 80 percentile that it was between a 4 and a 6. We kind of thought it was in that range.
Yeah, I think definitely in that range. I don't think Goldie passed out when the mantle was a 3. I think Goldie is still riding the Musial 7.
I think it's a little better than a 3, William. The color is so good on it, but if you're collecting the 55, you would know better than us.
And we will say that PSA does say that presentation is important, Jeff. How a card presents can bump it up a grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, let's go.
We're not getting Goldie back here, so let's just reveal it and see what we got.
Here we go. You got it. Yep. I was going to say verticalize that, but that's not a word. Here we go.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, Jeff. Hold on. Let me make you bigger. Uh-oh. Oh, and shoot. Forget it. Never mind. Too late. I can't. There you go. All right.
Here we go.
Man, what a beautiful card. What do we got? We got a 5.
We got a 5. Congratulations.
Okay. Man, look at that thing. The glove, the hat, stirrup socks are just a special thing. We don't see enough of those these days.
Those big pants.
Oh, yeah. Big, heavy wool pants. I will say that the image of him in the back has kind of a Panini pajama feel to it, Jeff. Did you notice that?
No logo, no details.
No logo, nothing. Yeah. 5 is great.
Wow. Shelly the Turtles coming up with some stats. 1,700 of these graded.
3 10s. Man, that's the kind of stuff, Jeff. When we go to the Burbank show, I always hope to see crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. All right, so quick recap. The mantle got a 3.
Yep.
Okay. That's got to be the winner of the bunch. 7. I mean, man, look at that 7. Thing. Wow.
K-line.
And yeah, that's awesome.
And 1 non-grade. So I'm not sure what they saw with the altering. Probably trim. I didn't see recoloring on here, but
here we go. Who knows?
So Goldie, thank you for letting us show these on our show. That was a lot of fun. Really appreciate.
Yeah, please go check out my sports card vault on Instagram. I think I got that right. Yeah, my sports card vault, and you will see these four, possibly 5 cards posted pretty soon.
Yeah, that was great.
That's
wow.
Cool.
Well, it's still they weren't even our cards, Chris, and it was making my heart beat a little fast.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I usually have a sweat rag near me at all times, just in case. This might be more of a bourbon sweats than anything else, but it is what it is.
Wow. Well, that was something.
That was pretty cool. That's damn usual. To get a 7 on a 72-year-old card is absolutely nuts.
That is crazy. Yeah, and I'd say given your cost basis on these, Goldie, that's quite a rate of return.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised there are no upcharges on there, Jeff. But I guess we're pretty close. Pretty close to the range.
Yeah, we were right in that range. And then sometimes I don't know if this is true, but it kind of makes me think. So they still charge you for this. So I kind of feel like when they charge you, they kind of give a little leeway. So if other cards might be over that threshold, they might not give you the upcharge. So
that's a good point. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
That is cool though, and that's very different than the type of reveals we normally do.
Yeah. So to Rob's thought here, will that bring us into the vintage space, Chris?
There's some vintage stuff I do really like. I love the old gold cups that are gigantic, like the 69 tops with a Johnny Bench that's huge.
Yeah.
And Lou Brock has a really, I think it's Lou Brock in 1962. His is really great. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I think what it is, Jeff, is like most degenerate gamblers, I'm addicted to the pain and the suffering.
The thrill, but that comes with, that comes with the pain. That comes with a high inside fastball right to your hand, shattering it and shattering your hopes.
I will say, I've known Jeff for about almost 15 years now.
Yeah, that's true.
And the day that Mookie got hit on the hand was the most emotionally distraught I've ever heard him. He literally said, and I think he meant this might be his last year playing fantasy baseball.
It's true. It was right on the heels of Yamamoto going down, a double whammy. And my one team, I already have Strider going down. So it's like more than half my auction value is out for most of the season. Yep. It's just so demoralizing. So it's going to take some soul searching following this season.
The battery with a great comment here. He didn't feel like a real Braves collector until he picked up an Aaron Rookie. And Aaron Rookie is on my grail list.
Yes, that would be the one to have for sure.
What I would the card I really want is the Aaron Rookie that Aaron has signed.
Yeah.
But I think there's only I want to say there's like 500 or so at PSA, but I mean, those are just tucked away.
Yeah.
As they should be. Those should be family heirlooms forever. Absolutely incredible card. SFO Sox fan. Yes, the 64 Pete Rose, his first card by himself. The cup is like bigger than he is on that card. That's a really cool design too. Yeah, you're right. Buy them raw, feed the sickness. I will be shocked if Jeff does not play fantasy baseball next year, but I assure you we will keep everyone abreast of those.
It's going to be a long season, but I know once the winter hits.
Yeah, I think the problem is, Jeff, that you had Strider. You had Strider, and I also have Strider, and that's too much.
That's too much for one. And don't you have Mookie in a league or not?
I don't. No.
All right.
No. Well, William, I've seen it. It's fantastic. I will tell you quick story about the angriest I've seen Jeff in person. And it's not something I did, which I assume would be everyone's guess. we were playing a softball tournament. This is years ago. And we were 3-0 and kind of cruising into the playoffs. And we asked the tournament director, are we how does the seeding work? It's like, you guys are 3-0, you're fine. If you lose by less than 20 and you're in the playoffs. And Jeff and I are like, all right, sounds good. So we're going to rest some players. He's like, no problem. So we rested our best pitcher. We put backups in the outfield so our guys could rest. We lost the game by 8 runs. And we came in and we're like, all right, what time's our first playoff game? And the director was like, I just did the math. You guys missed it. You guys didn't make the playoffs. And if you thought George Brett came out of the dugout angry when he got called out for the pine tar, you don't know what anger is. I thought Jeff was going to kill somebody. It was fantastic. I mean, I shouldn't smile because I was also mad, but my anger was so dwarfed by your anger that I couldn't even. It
felt like such a waste of a day.
Complete waste.
Yeah.
Because we were just taking it easy. That team wasn't even good. We were just resting guys and getting ready for the playoffs. And then he's like, oh, no. Oh. And we're like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I must have made a mistake.
Well, and it was some strange tie break that didn't even have to do with the 20 runs. It was like certain teams were excluded from the count. And yeah.
It was a bunch of BS is what it was. We were not a hometown team in that tournament. But I was just like, I was mad, but I was just watching Jeff and I'm like, oh, Jeff's going to kill this guy.
Oh, man.
That was pretty good. But Jeff is very even keeled. William, you're right. I think you have to be when you have 2 kids and your best friend is emotionally unstable. I mean, you don't have a choice. You have to be pretty level.
William, I've learned since I have kids, my favorite profanity has become sugar, which is close because I start saying shit and then I try to cover, and usually I catch it in time. So I've said sugar a lot more over the last 8 years than I ever did.
M. Parsons with a great reference here from a story I told her. We were playing a softball game like a year ago, and the guy we were playing against, like, it's unlimited arcs. You can throw as high as you want. And this guy was he was trying to throw really high to get us out, but he couldn't throw a strike. So he was just walking everybody. And he walked. Jeff was like the 5th guy in a row to walk, and he was complaining. Like, oh, you guys don't want to swing, blah, blah, blah. We're like, dude, you're throwing it like to the moon. Like, relax. Jeff got really frustrated. He was like, oh, this guy's a meatball. And meatball became like the most vicious insult my wife and I would throw back and forth for a little while. Chris, you're being a meatball.
Well, don't be a meatball.
Yeah,
let this be a lesson to all of you.
That's right. It's kind of like when John McClane calls the terrorists a bonehead. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to.
All right, quick softball chat here from Donnie Sports Cards. We have played both. Yeah. We have played both of these. The Dew trip it gets a little bit much, especially. I mean, unfortunately, we are past our softball primes at this point. So right now we no longer play tournaments. We just play some league. But ASA was probably the thing we played the most. We played a lot of SMAF out here.
Yep,
as well. But yeah, U-Trip just got too much. All these idiots with their pump fakes and their nonsense. It was too much.
Yeah. Plus, you get those tournaments in July and August where it's 110 degrees and you feel like you're out in the sun all day, and it's not great.
Hard. All right, so Zane Barrier, we can get back into 2024 Topps Chrome now if you like for a little bit.
But how could you with all of these floating around, Chris?
That's the thing, man. I mean, we talk about 2024 Chrome, like, oh, maybe I'll get this. Maybe I'll pull, if I'm lucky, I'll pull this Ellie De La Cruz base Topps Chrome auto. There's going to be like 1,000 of this card. It's going to be great. But is Ellie De La Cruz ever going to be as good as Al Kaline or Mickey Mantle? No.
Who looked it up on Spitballing Cards? Somebody looked it up, and I think Corbin Carroll, who was the Rookie of the Year, obviously slowed down, but I believe his Topps Chrome, so this set, his version of this set, is like going for $40.
Under $100, yeah. Crazy. Your chances of breaking even in a 2024 Topps Chrome box are, I don't know, 1 in 100 maybe. Hopefully our buddy Scotty B Cards will watch 100 breaks and let us know. But I'm guessing just what really should happen is we as a collecting community should agree we're just not going to buy this. We are not going to rip this. And let it just sit Raiders of the Lost Ark style in a warehouse at Topps. It's the only way they're going to stop doing this.
And that's what I was saying. At this cost, where they bumped up the cost, what was it last year? 129 or something at release. They bumped it up a huge amount. So those breakers are going to be paying a lot. So if people don't pay for the breaks and they don't buy more, maybe it will sit.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I hate to say stuff like this, but like, if you do want to get in on this, like buying into a break makes more sense to me than buying a couple boxes.
Yeah. But yes and no. I guess it depends. If I don't know, the Brewers a bad example because of Churio. If you're a fan of a team that doesn't have many expensive cards in here, absolutely.
Yeah.
But what are you going to pay for that red spot? What are you going to have to pay?
Yeah, the Reds, the Brewers, the Orioles, for crying out loud. Yeah. All right, real quick, Donnie Sports Cards. Have we ever played? Yes. We played several tournaments there. SMAF is there all the time. So yes, those fields are really, really nice. A lot of dogs walking around. It's a nice park. But there's always like these just jackasses with shaved bats. And that's one of those tournaments too where it's one of those places where it just makes me not want to play because of other people.
Yeah.
Other people are terrible. And speaking of other people being terrible, Michael Chang, who is a terrible other person, has a comment here. For anyone not familiar, and you shouldn't be, Michael Chang is a high school buddy of mine. And honestly, the fact that
tennis player, I believe.
I believe, yes, a very good tennis player. And the fact that he's allowed this kind of internet time at his prison is just remarkable. And I'm not sure he's using his time as wisely as he could. But anyway, neither here nor there. Oh, wait a minute. I got torched on okay, here we go.
2-case break. Oh. All right, well.
Zane, I mean, please message us anytime you have questions, but Jeff and I would both strongly advise anyone to please not buy Platinum Anniversary.
It seems like it's a favorite amongst Hall of Fame collectors.
Yeah.
It's for their to get modern cards. I don't know.
It's starting to be a bummer, Jeff, because Topps keeps putting out current sets using these like really well-loved like historical designs.
Yeah.
But when they put out like 4 in a year, it's too much.
Yeah.
Like the Heritage this year looks incredible with that 75 design. Amazing. And I'm still on the hunt for some dual autos, and I'm looking forward to the high number dual autos that we get.
Yeah, Heritage is great. We've talked about it before for dual autos. They're always on card. So Zane follows that up with a saying he got Bobby Witt auto last year, but he must have bought $1,000 worth. Yeah, that's just it. So
I actually think you got a Bobby Witt.
You miss out on the fun of ripping, and don't get us wrong. We loved open packs, and it is hard to put a price on that, but at some point you can put a price on it. When you're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a box, you feel pressure when you don't get anything good, and it starts to take the fun away, at least from us.
Yeah, I mean, like Zone Barrier here, like yeah, you must have bought $1,000 worth of packs. You have to assume that card, you probably could have just bought that card. Yeah. And that's the thing that Jeff and I it's fun. Like Jeff said, we love hanging out. We'll get some Stadium Club boxes and a bottle of bourbon, and we'll have some drinks, and it's really fun. It's an evening. It's entertainment. But we know there's no value in there. There's nothing good. If we ever get something that resembles something that's good, then we get really excited. Like if you saw our reel about the Griffey pull, we're still living the high on that.
Yeah.
But all the Dan Vogelbach autos, they haunt us, and they will always haunt us, Jeff.
Yes, and there's a lot of them. Interesting question here. Well, two things. First, let me get to SFO Sox fan. Love the Legend autos. We've been talking about this.
Yes.
We hope they're on card.
Yeah, they should be.
They should be on card. But yes, so I'm interested in those and for the singles. But Ian had a question about the saw cut label error. It says saw cut by the number, but isn't actually cut. Is this a 6th version?
I have absolutely no idea.
I have not seen that either.
I don't know.
We've seen the saw cut.
Yeah, but I will say, someone mentioned that the Legends autos, Jeff. I'm just going to share this real quick. Okay. Another Instagram account I think you guys should all follow, if you aren't already, Dirty Water Sports Cards. It's a Boston themed account. So here's the Legend auto from last year of David Ortiz.
Look at that.
And that is spectacular. First of all, Ortiz this is pretty young in his career. You can tell by the waistline.
Yes.
Right.
Trim.
But yeah, when he homered, he would come to home plate, clap his hands, point up. And this card is awesome. I still, in his auto, Jeff, I don't see a D or no, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, the regular chromes are always, they're on card, and then the updates are stickers. That's how it's been.
So let's hope so. We don't know. You don't want to assume anything now, especially after they came out with that product where on card autos are the chase. That's very frustrating.
I hate that. That just means they know what we want and they won't give it to us. But yeah, Ian, we've seen actual saw cuts. I haven't seen any saw cuts with that described that way, but aren't saw cuts. So, oh man, I would hope. I'd hate to think that Topps actually screwed up one of these variations
from a hobby and can't find any info on it. Well, throw that sucker up on eBay with a giant buy it now and see what happens. And
also, Ian, if you're on Instagram, could you please send me a picture of that card, front and back? Baseball card addict. Shoot me a message and let me know when it's sent. I'll pull it up.
Got a very important question here. Is this an error of an error card reprint that was originally an error? It kind of sounds like it. And Cardaholic has another important question here. So it's buy a box of Chrome and hope for the best at a high price, or buy the card you want at a high price from eBay at double the inflated price of a jumbo box. What to do? All
right. So the thing to do, and this is really, and this is absolutely, and Jeff, step in anytime. This is a do as we say, not as we do.
Correct. I know what's coming.
Patience.
Wait. Yeah.
Wait. And it stinks to wait. But whatever card you want out of Topps Chrome, if you can wait 6 months, you can buy it for less than a jumbo box.
Even a few months. If you can wait even till the off season starts, which we're halfway through, that you're going to get plenty of chances to buy them. I know it's fun to get the first ones. And even when the Holliday Air came out, nobody knew how short printed it was. It was tempting to look into, but you could see how far the prices have come down. SFO Sox fan, as long as it's not a super rare card, wait. Yeah, there is something to be said for that. Like if it's say a black border card of a star, like an Ohtani, those don't show up quite as often.
If you're hunting like a red refractor, you only have 5 shots at it. So I mean, you're gonna have to bite the bullet if you really want one. He's right. But I mean, if you're just looking for like a rookie auto of Ellie De La Cruz, Evan Carter, Wyatt Langford, Jackson Holliday, any of these guys, just wait, because as the year goes by, every single set that comes out, Jeff, is going to be full of rookie autos of these guys.
Absolutely. And the more that come out, it'll dilute the value, even if they're not as important cards. Shelly, I noticed this when I looked at the checklist. So as Chris mentioned, Acuna has buyback autos. For some reason, Ohtani does not, or it's not listed on the checklist. And I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it hurts the concept. I mean, they're still buying them back. They're still paying to get them back. I don't know.
I will say, Jeff and I complain about Topps a lot, but I love that buyback thing. I think that's awesome. It drives people right back to their local hobby shops, and I think that's a fantastic idea. I'm glad they're doing that. I like it a lot.
And I don't think that people participate just because they know there's going to be autos the following year, because those are so rare to get. But now, what if Ohtani wins an MVP again this year? Is he also not going to do it next year? I don't know. Hard to say. But I wish he had him in the product, and maybe he will, and they just didn't put it on there.
Yeah. Who knows? What was I going to say?
Chris knows about this card.
Which card?
The battery says the only time waiting bit me was when I passed on that SSP of Freddie catching the last out of the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, all right, that card, that's one of those examples like we were just talking about when it's super rare. I don't think we knew exactly how rare that card was going to be, but that's, when you see Ultra SP, if someone has one up, you're going to have to just jump on that grenade and buy it if you want it. I haven't seen one in over a year now. I think there's about 12 or something at PSA. Maybe there's 25 printed, maybe 30. I don't know, but I haven't seen one in a very, very long time. And battery, I'm sorry. Are you still looking for one, by the way? Please.
So SoCal says two Holliday cut on eBay. One says saw cut on the back and the other doesn't. So maybe there's more variations of this variation than we thought.
Oh, here we go. Okay. All right.
So all right. Well, that's...
All right, hold on. So I did get the images from... Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Ian, thank you very much for sending me the pictures. Give me a sec. Hold on. And I will... There we go. So this is the card that Ian pulled. This is the back of it. We can very clearly see there's no saw cut.
Yeah.
And yet up here above the 697 is the words saw and cut. So I don't know. What is this? I'm not sure. Most likely, I think the way that Shelly the Turtle described it, I think that was him, Jeff, was pretty accurate. Oh, that's weird. Why is it getting smaller? There we go. Oh boy. Yeah, I think it was probably just a mistake on Topps's part.
Hard to believe.
Is it though?
I was joking. Ian.
Oh yeah. Ian is just go ahead. Get yourself a bandsaw.
While we're waiting, I got to show you guys this. This was my Father's Day present. It's got a ball stuck in the glass here. It says blabbing about slabbing. So always about the hobby.
Yeah, what's interesting about those saw cuts too is if I was wondering if Topps changed we actually talked about this last week. I think on the saw cuts they didn't change the code on the bottom, so we were wondering if people were just going to
take a saw out.
You could just bandsaw those cards and be like, oh, saw cut. But if some of them actually do say saw cut by the number, at least there's that. But of course, there's going to be some that say saw cut that aren't.
Yeah,
of course.
Saw cut only for Holliday. Yes, it's all only for Holliday. Thank you, SFO Sox fan. Nate Cards and More says he bought 2 hangers of Topps Series 2, pulled a Holliday SP, sold it, bought a Series 2 Mega, and pulled a Steve Garvey All-Star on-card auto. Sounds like you're having pretty good luck.
Yeah, damn. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Garvey is one of those guys. He's kind of like, we talked about that Tim Lincecum a lot, but the LA fan base loves Steve Garvey.
Yeah, that's true. And he's running for Congress out here in California.
Well, maybe the fan base will stop loving Steve Garvey quite as much. Yay. But he also
Bama has a question. Where do you go to get a value on a 1 of 1? I know Bama Slamma just pulled a 1 of 1 for all Yankee fans out there. It was a triple auto, which is awesome.
Really cool
it's hard to get a value on a 1 of 1. There's really no other way to comp it besides looking for similar multiplayer autos.
Yep.
In different products.
Yep.
Otherwise, the only way to know is throw it up.
Yeah, throw it up for bids is the easiest way. But if you're actually thinking about keeping the card, like exactly what Jeff said, you have to go on like Market Movers or 130 Point and just look for sold listings that have some of the anything similar to what you have and see what they go for. It's tough. You got to put a little research into it. People are going to want that card though.
Yeah,
exactly. Donnie Sports Cards, exactly right. Check similar sets, previous years.
Chris, wouldn't this be Dale Murphy? I mean, kind of a fan favorite, a guy who was really successful for a number of years in that uniform.
Handsome as both players, handsome as the day is long as well. Yes, I think that's an excellent call, Jeff.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Dale Murphy. Yeah. Probably an eventual Hall of Famer somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Radical Dad.
Add a little more than what the 1 out of 5 went for. So if there was a sale of the 5, yes, that's one way to look at it for sure. And battery, Murphy's probably going to get into the Hall of Fame, and Garvey might be right there too. They have a very similar career trajectory, except without the back-to-back MVPs for Garvey.
Yes, but I think Garvey has a little more I guess he has more postseason exposure,
playoff success for sure.
Yep. Yeah, it's tough. They're both just really, really, really good players who maybe weren't quite great enough.
Right.
But no one would be upset if either made the Hall of Fame.
All that Machado talk, I was hoping he would lay off until the Brewers got out of town, but sounds like he's doing some damage.
Oh God. Here's a funny fantasy baseball factoid for you. In the league, one of the leagues I'm in with Jeff is a roto league, and we have the benches are very small. All my players are hurt. I had to drop Jackson Merrill briefly. And in the 2 games he has played while I had to drop him and then re-add him, he has homered in both of those games. That's fun.
Lucky you got him back.
Yeah, you're right. You're very right.
Yeah.
But I mean, your crazy league, Jeff. It leaves me no choice sometimes.
Well, that's what it's set up for. Making some crazy moves, encouraging some crazy moves.
But yeah, he is finally actually playing great, and I think a lot of these young guys that struggled out of the gate. Like Wyatt Langford too, and even Evan Carter, actually. I mean, Evan Carter's hitting $180. I know he's hurt now, but good Lord.
But even Churio's come around a little bit. The last week to 10 days, he's been hitting.
Oh, yeah. Spider Anaheim, thank you for joining us. Good to see you in here. Yeah,
another Phil Burner account talking about Stephen Kwan. So a lot of talk about him. Is he going to bat 400 this year, Chris?
Probably not. Here's a crazy thing. Jeff and I know a lot about cards. I'm going to ask Jeff a question here. I don't know the answer to it. Jeff, what year and set is Stephen Kwan's first Bowman Chrome auto?
No idea.
Does
he have one? Is he like a Jose Ramirez without one?
I don't know, but I feel like if we don't know, should we know? We should know.
I don't know. I mean, it goes against where I'm trying to get. Only getting the players who I feel like are going to have a lasting impact on the game. And I don't think Juan's there. I feel like he's too much like a Luis Arias.
Oh, good name drop. So James Lombardo just typed 6. I don't know what that means, buddy. I'm going to need a little more information in the comments.
James 6.
6. I don't. Maybe he's way behind. He's guessing a PSA grade. I don't know.
Oh, yes, he's probably guessing a grade.
I
None
don't
of
know.
them were 6.
None of them were 6. That's actually
Uh,
that's pretty funny.
Nate's saying 22 Topps Chrome update. Well, we're talking about his Bowman. Okay, so Ian says I don't think he has a first. So he is like Jose Ramirez, right?
Oh, there you go.
Only a rookie card, Bowman Chrome in 22.
Well, I think stuff like that's really exciting because the number one investment card is always going to be that Bowman Chrome Auto. But if you take that out of the equation, Jeff, all of a sudden things get pretty interesting. Then the rookie card takes on a whole new value.
Well, value. Let's put that in quotes.
True.
All right. Well, what are those going for?
I have no idea. Is there anything? Who's the player for you guys in the comments? Who's the player in 2024 Topps Chrome and the checklist they announced that you're most excited for? Who's that rookie auto you really want? Is it Dominguez? Is it Carter? Is it De La Cruz? Langford? Holliday? Churio? Who's the guy you most want to pull? I'm curious. Like, I kind of view all those guys as sort of a lump. I mean, De La Cruz has incredible moments, but he's still hitting about 230 with a 700 OPS.
Yes, except when he's against the Brewers, he steals like 15 bases this series.
Well, yeah, against the Dodgers too. I mean, give him a catcher and a pitcher who's not paying attention. He's all over the place. Crow Armstrong, okay. He's had some great moments for the Cubs, but he has kind of a hillbilly look to him, doesn't he? Shouldn't say that. Great Holmes. Yeah, Jordan Lawler for the Diamondbacks. Bit of a sleeper. By the way, if anyone, I'm sure we all know, Corbin Carroll still is not hitting 200.
Yeah, that's
still not.
That's just
Mason Wynn. There's a sneaky war guy for you.
Yeah.
But D'Lo Sports Guy, are you going to rip packs hoping to pull that, or are you just going to go on eBay and buy one for like $25 when it comes out?
Right. You could probably buy a pretty nice parallel of Mason Wynn for the amount that you'd be paying for a box.
Right. Oh, we got a Braves fan here. By the way, when Forrest Wall hit that bunt single, I was so excited the other day. I want more Braves players to bunt. I mean, they're all shifted against as far as you can shift. And yeah, I like him a lot. Looking forward to it. Oh, 217. Oh, I shorted the poor guy. That's on me. That's my bad. I would love it. Actually, Jeff, this is a thing Topps should do an update. They should do autos. They should reprint his 2019 or his 89 card with the Future Star.
Future Stars, totally. That's exactly.
It's an utterly worthless card of a guy who had a surprisingly good career.
He did. 3-time All-Star batting title.
Yeah, batting title, a couple All-Stars. Yeah, I would buy that card.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a battery. That's a great call. Hitting 290 in June. All right, so Carroll's coming around. It's good because
again, his Topps Chrome rookie auto on card less than half the price of a box of this year's Topps Chrome. Yeah,
remember? I think it was in like late 2020. Jeff, some guy sold me 2 Yordan Alvarez Topps Chrome rookie autos for like $150, and I'm like, well, that's less than the box. Why would I ever buy a box?
Right.
Because
you would have been so happy pulling that out of a box.
Whoa, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
All right, Ian Hess. Forrest Wall should be playing every day, basically less power, older Ellie who plays outfield. Man, I wouldn't compare him to Ellie De La Cruz. Like that dude is just so full of athleticism.
I don't even know who this Forrest Wall is. It's a great name.
Well, yeah, so he's like a Braves guy, had a big spring training, really fast. He's like their backup. He was probably their 5th outfielder on opening day. Then he was their 4th, and then he was probably their 3rd briefly until they signed Ramon Laureano. But right now it's Kelenic in center, Duvall in right, and I think Laureano in left. I think Forrest Wall deserves more bats. Let's see what this guy can do. He's fast. If he keeps bunting, I know my wife is going to like him. But yeah, I mean, there's people that are fast, like Michael Harris not bunting more, always infuriated me, Jeff. You know that drove me crazy.
Yeah, get on base, especially when you got so many thumpers in your lineup. Just get on base and let them hit you around.
Yeah, the third basemen in the National League aren't all that good. Arenado's old, Muncy stinks. Just bunt up the third base line and
most
run.
of them play back too, back or shift it over.
Yeah. But yeah, I listen. I really enjoy Forrest Wall conversation. I'm glad we're able to talk about him. If my Alaskan friend is paying attention, bartender. Is Sorry.
All right. While we're thinking of something, I saw a question here earlier. Let me see if I can find it again. It was from the battery. Hall of
Oh,
Fame. Who gets in first? Dale Murphy, Andrew Jones, Steve Garvey, or Pete Rose?
Jeff, what do you think?
That is a great question. I'd love to know what the betting odds are on that.
That's a terrible choice of words, Jeff.
Well, I'm sure Pete Rose has his money on it. Man, I would put Pete Rose in first, but I don't think he gets in first out of that group.
No, I don't think he never gets in. I would say of that group, Andrew Jones goes in first.
I agree. Jones goes in first.
His that decade was incredible. If he would have just worked out for one more offseason.
I mean, he
signed that deal and he just let himself go and it all fell apart.
All falling apart.
Uh-oh.
I would guess Jones, Murphy, Garvey, and Rose in that order.
Yeah, I don't think Rose ever gets in. I just don't. There was only one rule and he broke it, and I don't feel bad for him. I just don't.
No, but I similar to the steroids guy, he was such a big part of baseball history that
is true.
I feel like they could mention all of that stuff on his plaque. I mean, it's definitely a black mark. And maybe I kind of feel like for his punishment, they're waiting until he dies and putting him in posthumously.
Well, I mean, how much longer can that be? All right, unrelated to that, I want to talk about a couple of eBay sales. I see we're at the 90-minute mark. There was one I missed last week. I had it saved, Jeff. I have the tab saved, and I forgot to pull it up. So here we go. This was one of the biggest eBay sales of the week. About 10 days ago. It was huge. It was the perfect card auctioned at the perfect time.
That's always nice for a seller.
Always nice for a seller. Look at this card. Now, I've been told numerous times by numerous people that we don't talk about Aaron Judge enough on this show. And you're probably right. The dude is a phenomenal baseball talent. Strange career trajectory, I admit. Unfortunately, the injury-prone tag is just going to follow him. 4 out of 7 years, significant time on the IL. But this card is tremendous. If you like Aaron Judge, if you collect Aaron Judge, there's not many better cards than this. His first Bowman Chrome was 2013, 4 years earlier. It doesn't say first on it.
Yeah. His best cards seem to be his rookies, right? His best rookies. Yeah, which you'd have to say this is one of them. Yeah,
this is on a very, very short list of his absolute best cards, for sure. Even despite the fact that some, and I'm going to say this strongly, absolute moron at Topps used a picture of him catching the ball on his rookie card. I just don't get it.
Coming up, you knew he was going to be a bomber.
And it's also worth noting this gentleman up here in the top right, whose crotch is prominently featured. It's almost like this is a dual auto waiting to happen, but this is a tremendous card. I don't. People always accuse me of hating Aaron Judge. I don't hate Aaron Judge. It is what it is. But this card is great, and it sold for almost $20,000 last week.
Wow.
But if you're interested in investing in Aaron Judge, I feel like if you go first Bowman, those 2013s, the red, the gold, the blue, and then you come to this.
Yeah, the colors of the Bowman, but yeah, these are not too far behind because, like you said, it doesn't say first Bowman on.
Nope. And that is potentially a problem for people.
Candler, I think we can relate to this. It's just the late start and the injury prone.
It's
two huge check marks against him.
It is.
And of course, he can overcome them, which he's shown he's doing right now. Can he still get to those huge milestones? Maybe. If he puts together 3 or 4 non-injured years in a row, I mean, the people are going to look at him completely differently.
Absolutely. I don't think he even needs big numbers. He hits 50 home runs 4 times. I mean, that's a huge deal. I love Jeff and I always say we like watching the best players play. I hope he stays on the field.
Agreed.
I will always say the Yankees putting him in center field is asinine, but that's neither here nor there. All right. Ian has a very important question here we're going to get into. Topic of Aaron Judge. What about his 2017 update red auto? And Ian, I would say, I believe that's a sticker auto. So I would say absolutely not. Jeff, what do you think?
If it's a sticker, I'm staying away.
Yeah. Right.
Which it should be, right? 2017 Chrome update. I think
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
He's in everything in 2017. Topps used him to sell every product. All right, hold on. I'm looking at this card right now. Oh, wait. Interesting. Okay. All right, hold on. We're sharing this tab instead. So this is a PSA 10 of his red update. Let's make it bigger. Okay. Help me out.
Ooh, that's on card.
That looks like it's on card, right? See,
yes.
The top certified, this part here.
Yeah, what's the shiny part there? That makes me.
Yeah, I don't see
that's just refracting, so maybe it is on card.
I think this one might be on card, but it also says All-Star Game.
Yes, this is All-Star Game, so oftentimes they'll have multiple cards in update. So Spider says that's the sticker. That's a pretty darn great picture to make it look like it's not a sticker.
That's great. Spider, it looks like it's the way that it says top certified autograph, and that is sort of rainbowish. That makes me think this is a sticker, but I don't see the lines. So, man, I don't know. But one thing about the update being a red is that one thing we all know for sure is out of 25.
Yeah.
So the base red out of 5.
Him catching, yes, that's the regular, but we're talking about the update. And so Aldo says all the 2017 update All-Star autos are stickers. So they do a great job of hiding that, unless it's, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, if you're interested in this card, I would message the seller and ask if it's a sticker auto or not. I don't know. That I can't tell.
He's got to have another one in that set too, doesn't he? Ian says that's the All-Star Game red. There's a different one of him batting. So a lot of these guys that have the All-Star Game logo on there have a regular.
Yes, here we are. Of course, they're okay. All right, so we're sharing this one instead. Hold on, let me stop minimizing. All right, so yeah, this is his update. And by the way, this picture is, what do you think, 1,000,000 times better? Yeah. But it's his rookie debut, so it will never be as popular.
I like the price on that. He's has high hopes.
Yeah, I just want to
so that looks on card, and it has the same sort of refracting Topps autograph on.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I don't know. I think you're gonna have to message these sellers and ask. I wouldn't put it by anyone to sort of adjust these photos so you can't tell, but this looks on card to me.
And for both of them too. Yeah, I mean, I know Spider and Aldous are really vehement about it being stickers, but
yeah,
man,
no, I would have thought the same.
Spider says I had the red Bregman and it was a sticker. Well, they could do where some are stickers and some aren't as well. They've been known to do that.
All right. Well, it is worth noting that this update, sticker or on card, it's also out of 25. So the fact that his base chrome red is out of 5 and there's at least 50 update reds. If you can afford $20,000 on a baseball card, I think that's
probably you're go with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
all right. Well, Charlie Blackmon again. Maybe it's some are and some aren't. I know, especially in prior years, they had some sort of mixes occasionally, but that's crazy.
Yeah, it can be confusing. All right, hold on. There's another update red on eBay.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me hit this correctly. Is this it? Yes. All right, so here's a PSA 10 red on eBay. All right, same All-Star card. This one, I feel like you can see a line at the top.
I see the line. Does it go all the way across? If it goes all the way across, typically it's the card itself, not a sticker, because they don't put the sticker that close to the edge.
Yeah, we kind of lose it here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think again, I think you're gonna have to ask the sellers.
It looks on card to me. I just the fact that we can see them all. I'm kind of with Candler here.
Yeah. I just don't trust these people. I just don't trust any seller to take a good photo.
Yeah. All right.
But they
Well,
do look
yeah,
on card. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. It's tough. Anyway, I wanted to talk about before we go, Jeff. One last thing.
okay.
So some 2024. Oh boy, how do I find this? Currently sold out. Show me the product. Some 2024 Topps clears, which are numbered out of 10.
Yeah.
Have surfaced and sold. So I find this kind of interesting. I don't know how most people feel about Topps Clear. If anyone wants to share their opinion, I would love to hear it. I like them. I think they're really, really cool. I've obviously never pulled one. If anyone has, I would love to hear it. That sounds awesome. But a couple of the biggest rookies out of Series 1 in their clear parallels have sold. Yeah.
And that's an example of what some people were talking about earlier about being a really rare card. When they pop up, if
That's
you
right.
don't grab them, you might never see them again.
That is exactly right. How many chances are we going to have? So here's one. Oh, uh-oh. An Ellie De La Cruz.
Got the hobby masses excited the way you'd think they would, but there's a lot of hardcore fans of the clear.
I think they're cool.
Yep.
I like them a lot. So here's an Ellie De La Cruz and an SGC 9. I mean, not how I would grade this. I don't know if I'd bother grading this, but I think
it's
hard
to appreciate it, the clearness of it.
Yeah, but I think SGC was like everything in 2024 you can grade for like $8 or something. So I mean, I get it. But it's not going to gem because the services are always questionable.
Yes, with that acetate, you can't wipe them down or they get scratches. It's really tough.
But this is a pretty great looking card. Numbered out of 10. It's like his best flagship, or like one of the lowest numbered flagship rookies of Ellie De La Cruz we're ever going to see. So this was listed and sold. Oh, banged into my mic.
Yeah, you think they would have been able to get a better picture than that, but
yeah, you would think. But the offer was $850 that this card sold for.
That almost seems reasonable, I gotta say.
It almost does. Really cool rookie image for him. Yeah. I can't hate on it. All right, hold on. Let me find. Go ahead.
Breaking news: Ian confirmed with someone who has one of the red judges that it's on card. For those who wanted to know, that's what I thought too. And I believe somebody else mentioned it might have been a redemption. So they weren't all consistent. If you have a different one from the same set, could be on card, could be sticker, but they hit it very well. If it was sticker, I'm glad to know that it is.
Yeah. Those did look good. Okay. All right. Let me find. The other one that sold recently was Jason Dominguez.
I'm kind of surprised with all the hype that Ellie has that it went that cheap, to be honest.
So am I. I legit think people seeing it in SGC 9 slab hurt it. Yeah. Sometimes I think you're just better off selling a raw card and being happy about it. So here's a Dominguez.
Yeah, I agree.
10 out of 10, listed for $1,250, and I believe this one sold for $800. So basically the same ballpark. But I mean, I would say these are the two biggest rookies in the set, right? And here are their numbered out of 10.
If you have $2,000 and you like speculating on modern cards, especially young players who are unproven, you could spend $2,000 and get two of their top rarest cards.
Yeah, and a hobby jumbo box of Series 1 was what, like $180?
Yeah.
What are your odds of pulling this card and it sells for $800? I mean,
you buy a case. What's the case then? Yeah. So I feel like these two cards, seeing what they sold for, the hype around them and who these players are, it's just it's another nail in the coffin of buying boxes, right? It doesn't make a ton of sense. Ellie did have 4 errors.
Yeah.
His defense is struggling. His batting average is struggling, but let's be honest, people pay to see him run and hit hard and throw hard. So
yeah, that's exactly right.
I didn't see this news, SFO Sox fan. That's disappointing to hear.
Oh, what happened? I have no idea that happened. I thought he was playing AAA and was doing pretty well, but
he was, and then he got taken out of the game early. But I thought that was a minor thing. But it's an oblique. Jeez.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Well, that's great news for Verdugo, who gets to play left field for another 8 weeks.
He'll still be out there.
Yep. All right. Well, I had no idea. That's too bad.
That is too bad.
I mean that kid's got a lot going for him. Like tons of talent, a really cool nickname. He's on the part of one of the biggest franchises in baseball history.
And he's still young. So
yeah.
The silver slates were awesome. Love those 2013
Yeah,
silver
those were great.
slates. Full clear started in 2014. Yeah. Very cool cards.
Yes. All right. Well, Jeff, we are approaching Chicken Chunk Hour.
I believe it. I'm glad that you made it all the way this far.
Me too. My liver's working real hard.
Good. Well, we discovered a lot of interesting things on the show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your input. Donnie, we're very tech savvy, as you know, and we discovered a platform called StreamYard, only because some younger people like Scotty B, who are tech savvy, that's what he was using. And it works great because you can just connect it to your YouTube, and then Chris and I can be in different places and still do it. So
that's right. And we can share screens. All right, real quick, Jeff. This question is for you as a Brewers fan. You tell me.
Oh, I love the team borders. But Jeff, I don't think they have a lot of value. So I know I've got my Yelich from Series 1 that I'm just keeping.
Yeah.
Keeping in a top loader. So I don't know. It depends. If it's for your PC and you have everything graded, go ahead and grade it. But I don't think it's necessary.
I think it would look great in a one touch in any Brewer PC.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, he may be stealing my chicken chunks, but he's not replenishing my beverage. So we're gonna have to have a long conversation.
That's probably why he's not replenishing the beverage.
You're right.
Taking down the chicken chunks.
Very true. Very true.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I know a few people on IG posted SSPs today, which is great, but a reminder that SSP Thursday is the first Thursday of every month. And next month, we have it on the same day as Independence Day. So feel free to put some Independence Day up there as well as your SSPs on the 4th of July.
So A Plumberman, 1 clear in every 3 hobby cases. There are 330 cards in Series 1. So you got to open 990 hobby cases. Or you could just spend $800 and buy the card.
Buy it, yeah.
I mean, at some point, there's a cost benefit ratio here that needs to be looked at really, really closely.
And it's getting easier and easier to convince people of with the prices that they're demanding.
Absolutely. Right?
Oh, 350 cards now.
Oh, well, I can't do that math. What's that, 1,050 now?
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's fun to rip, but we all know.
Sure.
Docs cards, no.
You've seen Chris's reaction to Holliday before, but we always like seeing a good candy cane or scarf. So feel free to put them up.
Yeah, Jeff may share those. I refuse. They bastardized the bat down image in that set, and I've never gotten over it. I haven't recovered emotionally.
Yeah. Steve, we talked about the price point. The blasters almost seem like the most reasonable cost basis. I might spend $40 on a blaster because I'm not spending $200 on a hobby box.
Yeah, Jeff's son's got good luck.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. But yeah,
pulled Gunnar Henderson out of his heritage. Quickly, this is a clear. Weren't every card?
He's right. I think they were just 100 cards for a while.
Kind of a random.
But my math needs to be adjusted. So if there's 100 cards or 1 in 3 cases, it's 300 cases. So I mean, and that's far more reasonable. Maybe. Is that right?
But not anymore. Not if it's every card now.
No. Yeah, not if it's every card anymore. But yeah, you're right. It was not every card. And there were some SPs that had clears too, I think, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Layers upon layers.
Yes.
This hobby is layers upon layers, Chris.
Layers upon layers. Yeah. I mean, don't get me started. Adaldus, thank you for that correction. I appreciate it. We do occasionally say things that are wrong, and it's important that we get the right information out there.
Yes. So if anybody has any questions, let us know what you think in the comments. Please hit that like and subscribe. Come and find us on Instagram anytime, Baseball Card Addict, or My Favorite Cardboard, or the Blabbin' About Slabbin' account we have on there as well. So Garvey for governor. I think he makes the Hall of Fame before he gets to be governor.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for joining us. Call your parents. Tell them you miss them. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Sounds good.